Good morning, Titans, and welcome to this edition of Titan Television. I'm Drayden Wood.
And I'm Mackenzie Wilson. Today we will attempt to break some stereotypes and we'll introduce you to 5 students with a big dream.
All of this and more on this episode of Titan Television.
With a new law in Missouri, you may have noticed a change in your daily morning activities.
Mackenzie Moore has the story.
When the bell rings at 7:30 a.m., students may have noticed something different. The Pledge of Allegiance, which used to be played once a week, is now played every day.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Because of a new law recently passed in Missouri. Shane Roden, proposer of the new law, states, "I think the meaning of the pledge has a very sentimental value for some of our veterans and others who have made sacrifices for this country. The least we can do is take 30 seconds. And ROTC Major Dean Radstill agrees.
It is, in fact, about patriotism and love of country. That's what I've spent many years in uniform and many years of my adult life supporting that, and it is very important to me.
However, while most students stand, some choose not to participate.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
It's simply pledging your blind allegiance. The flag itself, it's a symbol, and nothing really beyond that. To disrespect it, it's not to be anti-American. It's to simply say it's a political statement.
But Foster still argues
That I am somewhat patriotic. I agree with American values, and for that reason, I am obligated to be skeptical, to be critical.
regardless whether you stand or sit down for the pledge, it is the student's First Amendment right on what they choose to do.
You have the right to do all kinds of things in America. You have a lot of freedoms. Those are the freedoms that I believed in, that I went to war about, and will continue to fight for people to have those freedoms.
With photographer Aubrey Salisbury, this is Mackenzie Moore reporting for Titan Television.
Liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Titans. Have a great day.
Next, Kayla Ewell explains some common misconceptions surrounding a pretty popular competition.
Pageants have been around since 1850, and now more than 2.5 million young girls and women in the United States compete in pageants every year. But there's a stereotype about pageants that 2 girls here at West want to break.
Everybody kind of thinks that even older pageant girls are kind of like, oh, snobby, they just want to win. It's more of a help your community thing, and it's just, there's more to a pageant girl than the Toddlers and Tiaras version of it.
It takes up a lot of time because you have to, prepare for interview, prepare for your speaking abilities, but also make sure that you're getting your wardrobe together. And then once you get to the pageant, there's a lot that goes on between the time that you get there and when you're actually competing.
Most pageant girls, whether you want to believe it or not, are actually pretty smart and keep their grades up and focus on school along with pageants and sports or whatever else they're doing.
From cheer to swim to lacrosse, and from tennis to debate, both girls have managed to keep their grades up while winning national qualifying titles. And they have taken away more than just a crown.
You learn how to represent yourself in public. You learn public speaking skills like speaking to a large audience and to a single judge that are skills that you can use later on in life.
Serving their community is another aspect of pageants. While York volunteers for Blair's Foster Socks, Polar Plunge, and more, White went as far as starting her own organization.
It's called Uniquely United, and I work with young girls in our community and mentor and tutor them. So they might need help with some of their homework, or they might want to learn how to braid their hair, and then afterwards we go do something fun that they might want to do, like go get ice cream or go to the park or something like that.
Even if you don't win, I still like that I got to go in. I made new friends, I made new experiences. I learned new life lessons. I think pageants over the years have shaped me into like a more confident version of myself. I've been able to go out and talk to more people more easily, and it's just helped me like form who I am today.
York hopes to do one more pageant before graduating from high school, and White has intentions to continue as well. With photographer Sydney Smith, I'm Kayla Ewell, reporting for Titan Television.
With Halloween around the corner, we asked 3 IB art students to show off their artistic talent by giving them 15 minutes to carve a pumpkin.
We'll send it to Allie Marriott to show their intense competition.
You guys have 15 minutes to carve a pumpkin. Ready, set, go.
You went for the real side.
Wow.
You said there were prizes, right?
Hands off. Tell us about your pumpkin.
Well, which one?
Good.
Strategy going into it that I'm going to take this pumpkin and cut into it and get shapes out of it, so I guess it worked.
Did your strategy pay off?
My strategy was to come in and conquer, so yes. I mean, the votes will only tell.
Okay.
Go to LS West Online to vote for the student you think had the best pumpkin carving skills.
Now we'll send it to Matt Ross with the Titan Sports Update.
Make the ground shake.
Good afternoon, Titans, and welcome to another edition of TSU. Here's a scoop about what's happened over the past month in Titanville. The seasons have ended for fall sports, which means the postseason is in full swing. Here's the results of the teams that have already finished their season. Softball went state-bound for the first time in their history and ended up bringing back bronze in the Class 4 bracket. Tennis also went to state, led by All-Staters Kellen Caskey and Pranathi Ganivaram. The Lady Titans finished second overall. Volleyball had a disappointing end to their season after falling just short of a district title. The girls finished 21-12 under new head coach Jennifer Morgan. Girls golf placed second in district this year and sent McKenna Rice and Faith Beauty to state. Swimming has 15 state cuts heading to Columbia this season, led by a number of seniors. Now, let's find out the results of the teams that are still battling for the state title. The boys soccer team is coming off a big win over North to claim the district title. They continue on to sectionals next Tuesday versus Rockbridge here at West. The girls' cross-country team placed first in the conference and won the district title. They'll move on to sectionals and compete at Camdenton tomorrow morning. The boys' cross-country team placed second in districts and has moved on to sectionals as well. Led by a veteran defense and senior quarterback Cole Taylor, Titan football is moving on to the second round of districts after taking care of Joplin 42-7 in the first round. Let's wish the football team and cross-country team good luck this week, and also congratulate the fall athletes who have put in hard work over the season. Senior Matt Gowert has gotten scholarship offers for his work on the football field, but he's also had major success somewhere else here at West. Daniel Gorman tells us more.
At 6'4" and 290 pounds, All-State offensive lineman Matt Gowert leads Lee Summit West championship football team through hours of lifting weights, watching film, and conditioning.
He just displays those leadership skills, and he was someone that his teammates voted for to be captain because they recognize not only his play on the field, but the way he conducts himself off the field.
But while his teammates head home, Gower heads to yet another practice.
Singing is something that's important to him and that's a part of his life, and he's very passionate about it. So even though he's exhausted after football practice, he still gives 100% while he's here and wants the choir to be awesome.
Gower is a member of Una Voce and the Honors Orchestra, the most prestigious music programs offered at Lee Summit West.
I've been called a Renaissance man before. You wouldn't think that the big burly guy who plays football and is going to play Division I football also plays the violin and sings. Yeah. So I'd definitely consider myself diverse.
He does every single thing that he wants to do. Even though he's this 300-pound guy playing this little tiny violin, and even though he's this big hairy man singing tenor in our choir, he hasn't given up what's important to him, and I think that sets him apart.
And while music helps Gower cope with one thing,
it's being able to go somewhere and just forget about all the stress of football and classes every day, and just being able to let go and really live inside the music.
Football helps with another.
Football is my way out. It's the way out of Lee Summit. It's the way to a better life.
However, Gower wouldn't be so well-rounded without the support and inspiration from his family.
I just always tried to encourage him to go ahead and experience lots of different activities.
Next year, Gower plans to continue his athletic talents, playing D1 football at the Air Force Academy with a full-ride scholarship.
Total support from all of us. Yeah. Deeply, deeply proud of the fact that he's going to go in this direction. Not only get a great education, but then to go on and have a really great career, we think, serving his country.
He's going to do great things, and we are so proud of him, but we're going to miss his leadership and his just contagious personality that he brings to our program.
Having such diverse interests has led Gower to one of the most prestigious schools in the country.
I think, help get him an appointment to the Air Force Academy as much, for football as, they're looking for, the total package, and so he's definitely that.
Reporting for Student Television Network, I'm Danielle Gorman.
Matt and the rest of Titan football takes on Ray Peck tonight as they continue their run for the state title. That's all we have for this edition of TSU. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Matt. It's clear to see music impacts a variety of students across Lee Summit.
Kate Bowles shows us how a group of students came together through music.
In 1960, a band was born consisting of 4 young talents that quickly grew to be one of the most iconic bands of the century. In 2016, 5 students in Lee Summit aspired to do just the same.
Me and Alex, we were hanging out one day. We were getting ready for FNL last year, and we decided that we should get a band together, and we thought it'd be really fun. So we called up Jake, and we said, hey, let's sit down and let's make a band. And he said that he was really into it. So then we looked for a drummer, and we found Emma, and then we found Parker.
And so begins the journey of the Moose. Drawing inspiration from bands like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and the Beatles, they were able to find their sound.
It's an acquired taste. Like, some people aren't going to like it. It's not pop. It's more classic rock right now.
However, students here at West seem to be enjoying what the Moose has to offer.
Finally, as this year's been picking up, people have been talking about us, so we were like, okay, well, people are talking about us, we got to get it together. So we've been, trying to do as many rehearsals as we can to get ready for these gigs.
They recently started a GoFundMe page that has already raised $1,000.
With studio time, it costs a lot of money, so it was really cool to see everybody help pitch in, help fund us for this band, and I think that they know that it'll be worth something in the end.
And they found not only a career path, but a connection unlike any other.
We've all been wanting to be in a band since we were kids, and now whenever we're together and we play through these songs, like sometimes I'll just smile because it's so cool to get everything together, and it's really awesome. And that's probably my favorite part. It's just everybody connecting through the songs.
There's just this unspoken feeling that we have with each other, and that's just a really good feeling. Whenever you're playing and it just all sounds really together.
These 5 students are turning a simple dream into a reality, but it's only going up from here.
It's definitely a dream of ours, so we hope that our dream can come true in a way. I know this sounds really cheesy, but I just hope that people will really be interested in what we're doing.
With photographer Lauren Disman, this is Kate Bowles reporting for Titan Television.
The Moose will be performing tomorrow. Check out their Twitter page at the Music of the Moose for more information. Voting is less than a month away. Are those of you eligible ready for the polls?
In case you're still not sure about each candidate's plans and policies, here's a quick rundown of some things you should know before November 8th. If you hadn't already heard, 2016 is the year of what some are calling the most publicized election ever. And since it's my first year voting, I decided to educate myself by digging into each one of the candidates' websites. And if you think you've already heard too much about the election, please keep your ears open. This rundown is strictly about the ideas and policies Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton want to put into place. Let's start with education. Trump wants to give states more rights when it comes to education, including the option to put money toward public and private schools. He also wants to pass reforms through Congress to ensure colleges and universities aren't ripping off their students. In return, they will receive federal tax breaks. Hillary, on the other hand, wants to focus on rebuilding public schools across the nation. She would also launch a national campaign to better prepare and support the teaching profession. Moving on to taxes. Hillary wants to close loopholes to ensure the wealthy are paying their fair share of taxes. Along with this, she wants to give tax breaks to small businesses in order to give them time to grow. Trump, first off, wants to call China out for manipulating our currency. He also wants to create standard tax deductions. This way, married couples would simply combine their tax returns to avoid complications. So, no, it would no longer make sense to get legally married to your best friend simply for a better tax rate. Now, the last topic we'll go over today is energy. Trump would like our country to become energy independent, meaning we would cut off ties to OPEC, aka the Middle Eastern countries that rig our gas prices. Trump wants to tap into the $50 trillion worth of shale oil and natural gas that we have domestically. This would add jobs and supposedly boost our economy. On the flip side, Hillary promises to have every home powered with renewable energy within 10 years. She also wants to launch a $60 billion clean energy challenge in efforts to decrease carbon pollution. Now I suggest you all go inform yourselves on ideas and policies that matter to you, because on November 2nd, every student in the district will get the opportunity to participate in a mock election. Students will cast their vote through a Google form that is in the format of a ballot. Remember, information is power. Good luck, Titans! That's all we have for this episode of Titan Television. I'm Mackenzie Wilson.
And I'm Drayden Wood. See you December 9th for our next edition of Titan Television.